Good evening, Speed Gaming. We got another super hype spoiler pilot key sanity, pilot spoiler key sanity, something like that, race for you tonight. But yeah, in any case, should be a great run. Wolfie of Fluff Around and Find Out, piloted by Zeke, and Telethar of the Salt Miners, piloted by GGW himself. I'm Drosy here with Furious Prince. You looking forward to this?
Absolutely. Spoiler, pilots are always fantastic when you see high competition runners like these two. If you've never seen a pilot seed before, you're in for a treat, because you will see them making routes that they probably wouldn't be normally making, given that their pilots had the spoiler log.
Yeah. And the other interesting thing is that Fluff Around and Find Out actually has a considerably better record than the Salt Miners at the moment.
Yeah, that'll make this race a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, that, last year's champions are sitting at 6 points. A team that, was working to stave off relegation for a chunk of the season last season is now at 12 points. Just goes to show anything can happen around here, as the runners are in amazing sync right now.
Finding that flute really early before heading into Kakariko is a fantastic thing.
Yeah, I wonder if, they were even guided to do that by their pilots, or that was just kind of their automatic start while the pilots are parsing the log.
Yeah, most likely the latter option. This quickly trying to find, oh my god, what can I tell them to go get? When you have, so many items in the Kakariko, it's easy just to go that way.
Yeah, though they didn't check the mushroom spot, so their pilots must have figured out that that's nothing. Ooh, Flipper's sitting there in the well. But both runners trying to get up a bit of money. I wonder if Bottlebender has something.
Yeah, picking up all that money right there in Blind's Hut is a nice thing to grab this early on in the seed.
Definitely. And we've been getting, blue items. Oh, this is interesting. Wolfie activating the flute as fast as possible. Telethar kind of working his way around Cac. He's going to buy bombs. Has not yet activated the flute. And we've now got our crystals and pendants loaded. We see that Desert and Hera are 5/6s today. Swamp is green pendant, with the other pendants being Skullwoods and Thievestown.
Yeah, and having Quake as your TR requirement and Bombos as your Misery Mire, that means just two medallion requirements. Makes it a little bit more challenging because you don't want to spend too much time trying to go and chase something, but knowing that, their pilots have the information in front of them shouldn't make it too much more difficult.
Yeah, so... Oh, there's a pod small in the back of the well that Wolfie didn't get. Though, wow, is Mini Moldorm Cave loaded with a bow, a glove, and a sword.
Yeah, very nice finds there for Wolfie.
Now, we will need a few pod smalls. How many we need depends on whether we just need to beat the boss or whether we need to get stuff out of the back as well. But at a bare minimum, you want to get 2.
Elithar now making his way into Mini Moldorm Cave, while Wolfie is already over to Ice Rod Cave.
Oh, hello, Moon Pearl and Ice Rod Cave. There's something it's always nice to have a spoiler log for, because I know some runners who just do not like going to Ice Rod Cave early. Now that we have a little bit of time to think, I'm going to start looking through the log and try to figure out what the pilots are going through here. And we must be going for something on Zora Ledge because we have nowhere near Zora money. Oh, yeah, Titan's Mitts. How about that?
Spoiler log races are always fantastic to watch, just because we as commentators and viewers just have no idea what they're looking for, and then it's just always an, oh yeah, that would be important kind of moment.
Oh, wow, and once we get this, Back of Escape, we will definitely be going to Back of Escape soon. It'll be soon enough that I don't want to spoil the fun.
Yeah, I'd rather go in completely blind, not knowing what we're going to be seeing here.
In regular spoiler races, and it's one thing. In pilot spoiler, I find it kind of fun to, get an idea of what the pilots are going through. Because we only get to see the runners here. Oh, and Thieves Big and Ether were sitting there in Waterfall Cave.
But Wolfie also neglected to pick up.
I don't know. What do we need Ether for?
We don't, but the big key there in Thieves Town.
Yeah. I mean, so there are two possibilities. Sometimes a pilot's going through really quickly and is like, oh, there's a big key, get it just in case. Other times it's like they've actually looked and seen that there's something in the back of Thieves Town.
Yeah, especially with it being Pendant Thieves. If there's nothing there, then there's nothing there. Small key to Turtle Rock there for Wolfie.
Yeah, I'm trying to think whether the back of Thieves is actually necessary. I mean, it's hard to, trace down some of the rabbit holes, because if you then have an item in the back of Thieves that could be progression, then you go and say, again, that, well, better safe than sorry to get this. And in fact, here Wolfie is going for the Thieves Town Big.
Knowing that that's all he needs instead of needing Ether, very smart. I don't dislike that he did Old Man first, but knowing that it was just a small key to Turtle Rock versus a big key to a dungeon, especially a dungeon you can go to right away.
Okay, I just checked. We absolutely need the back of Thieves Town. I'm still a little surprised no one's done Back of Escape yet. Wow, Wolfie really wants to be in Thieves Town in a hurry.
Control F, Thieves Town.
Oof, yeah. Ooh, hello, Silver Arrows in Chest Game. Yeah, looking at stuff, I would say we're beating blind here.
I missed which big key that was, unfortunately.
Where?
There in Thieves Town, second chest.
Oh, okay, that was Desert.
Okay. I saw big key, I looked over, see silver arrows, and by the time I looked back over, I missed the text box.
Is the Thieves Town, missing from this MSU? I guess
It
it's just really
appears that way.
quiet. Oh boy, Wolfie takes a death in the Hellway. That is unfortunate. That's going to set him back like a minute.
Yeah, that's one of those deaths where it's not that big of a deal in terms of just, okay, I'm early enough in the seed, it's Thieves Town, but when you have, a spoiler pilot where every item is known, it becomes, oh god, that's going to lose me time.
Yeah, and seconds matter here. Of course, when you're doing rooms like these with uh, Four Hearts, Green Mail, and Fighter Sword, it's pretty easy to take a death. As Telethar is down to 1 heart.
I think the treatment for that is play more inverted.
Oh, Wolfie trying to be really careful, but he's down to 1 heart too. Oh,
Wolfie?
so might as well talk about what the runners are doing and why here. Blind has a Turtle Rock Small. We absolutely need 3 out of 4 Turtle Rock Smalls. One of the other ones is on left side Swamp. So it's like, would you rather beat Blind or do left side Swamp?
Yeah, and that one becomes a real rabbit hole because you're hoping to probably get your Samaria by then because you're going to need it for Thieves Town anyways. Doing Diver Down, especially now that we have, Specky Clip, makes it a whole lot easier to get to left side Swamp.
Yeah, so I guess Zeke and Wolfie are counting on the left side Swamp play, whereas GGW and Telethar have decided they'd rather beat Blind. And we already saw one of the other keys on Old Man, and the final one is on Smith. So we will be rescuing the Smith today. Oh, hey, I have to spoil this one. This is amazing as we find Master Sword in the brewery. This is a bootsless seed. Curious Prince, would you like to guess where the boots are today?
Please tell me they're in validation chest.
You're close.
Pre-Moldorm room?
Tile room.
Oh, yeah, we're not getting boots.
So yeah, there's that TR small for Telethar as Wolfie rescues the Smith, who he's now gonna save and quit to the light world. And maybe now if he does a Sank start, nope, he's starting from Link's house. I was thinking maybe now he'd do a Sank start to do the back of Escape. We absolutely need the back of Escape. And meanwhile, Telethar gets that bottle that Wolfie got. Even if there's nothing on Sick Kid, it's always nice to get safeties if they're not too far out of the way. And we have the flute so we can buy potions if necessary. But I guess there is something on Sick Kid. Big key to pod. Yeah, we need that.
Oh, having just looked at the spoiler log myself, yeah, we absolutely do need to go to the back of Escape.
Yeah. And meanwhile, this is why we needed that cape from the back of Thieves Town, because Bombos is on Bumper Ledge.
Having taken that death, Wolfie just probably, 2 or 3 screen transitions behind Telethar. A good minute or minute and a half behind.
Yeah, which we'll basically see manifested when Wolfie has to go to left side swamp and Telethar skips it. I mean, Swamp's a pendant, so I guess the question is, do we need to go into Swamp for anything else? Because if Telethar is able to skip Swamp altogether, that's huge.
For those of you wondering why we keep saying back of escape is so important, there we go.
Yeah, kinda need Fire Rod and Hookshot. I mean, I guess if we don't need to do the back of Swamp, there's you could hover, but no, you can't, because then you'd have to do Tile Room. So okay, Moldorm bounce, but no, Hookshot makes things a lot easier.
Man, do I have enough experience with Bliss seeds. There was a good streak of about maybe 10 seeds where I never had boots. I feel like they're going right into Misery Mire.
Yeah, that's a good play. Though, I haven't checked where Samaria is, but there is something we need in Misery Mire.
Oh, yeah. That item will also lead them.
Yeah. This is fascinating that Wolfie's taking the purple chest into the back of Escape with him.
Rule number 1 about the purple chest. Do not save and quit unless you have the purple chest.
Also, while we're in Mire, we will kind of want to go into Mire Shed.
Oh, I think we'll be seeing a lot of this area for a little while.
And Purple Chest gives us Mire Big Key, so I can see how that all adds together.
Spoiler Races is really just kind of one of those seeds where you need to know is classified as map chest, compass chest, boomerang chest. You need to know your location callouts.
Oh, and I was just looking at Swamp to see what we would need to do there. The Eastern Big is in the back of Swamp, so we absolutely need to go into Swamp anyway. And the Hookshot is hard required.
Okay.
But yeah, think about the pilots having to put all this together, in a hurry.
You're seeing the pilot. You're seeing the runners go to a location, get the hard item, such as Wolfie with the Titan's Mitts, and then go back after the pilot probably reads a little further. Oh wait, the Thief's Out Big Key's there in Waterfall. Go back for it. It's one of those where you don't know who has it harder, the pilot or the runner.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I can see that this is good planning by Zeke to have gotten Wolfie the Mire Big, because now he'll get the mirror. He'll mirror to Desert like Telethar did. But then he can just immediately portal back to Mire and finish it once he has Samaria. Whereas I'm guessing Telefire and GGW were thinking, hey, it'll be easier to do Purple Chest once we already have the mirror. Which is a valid argument.
It is, especially if there's something there in south of Grove or Stumpy. You can just follow it all the way around. very nice silver landmill fight there.
Yeah, and that'll be our first crystal 19 minutes in. They start coming faster, don't worry.
That is a 5-6, so as soon as we can really get over to Hera, which that mirror allows us to, it'll open up more if there's something there in Pyramid.
And there's that big key from Sick Kid. Sorry, what were you going to say?
They definitely will need to go to Pyramid Ferry.
Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, at least Hera's nice and easy to do. We have the mirror to get up there. We have the hook shot to Hera Pot.
That's a very hard required item right there.
Why, yes, it is.
Can we talk about that one yet, or?
Yeah, let's talk about this because it'll lead to some interesting plays by the runners. Pyramid Fairy has Hammer. That means that you either need to beat Aga 1, or you need to glitch a bomb dupe in Lake Dark Hylia. I assume both of these runners will do the latter, but it is not a trivial glitch.
It also has a small key to pod, which right now our runners don't have a lot of, but they'll already be right there, and it'll give them access to clear once they get the pod big key, which Wolfie already does.
Well, Hype Cave also has a pod key, and it also has the Swamp Small, so I assume we're getting that pod key. Yeah, shoutouts, by the way, to the pilots for having to figure all this stuff out on the fly much faster than we're figuring them out here in the comm booth.
Yeah, we have the advantage of being able to take our time, read through it, and adjust to figure out what they're doing, but they have to figure out what they're doing first.
Oh, yeah, and just to repeat for latecomers, Wolfie is being piloted by Zeke, Telethar is being piloted by Ganon's Gone Wild. And so yeah, here's Wolfie going back to finish up Meyer, which he can do since he's already gotten the big key. And this is probably a purple chest play for Telethar, if I had to guess. Yep. Because I don't think we need to suddenly do Skull Woods.
I could have sworn Telethar had already grabbed the smith before. Guess I was just mistaken.
Skullwoods has a pod small, a desert small, a mail upgrade, but I don't think we're going to bother. Oh yeah, chat mentioning the GT Big Key. Well, that's reasonably on our glide path. It's in TR Big Chest. Yeah, that's one of those things that's easy to forget to look for in the log and therefore route in.
Yeah, when you're playing keys, you're thinking about, how am I going to finish my crystal dungeons? And then later on is when you'll start thinking, oh, I still got to get the GT big key. That's right.
So probably just as well that that's late. And hey, Tempered Sword and K45, that's a nice find.
Yeah, and really not a bad routing decision at all. It just delays the finishing of Meyer, but I mean, that kind of makes up for Wolfie's death earlier in Thieves Town at this point.
Now, the interesting question is, with Specky Clip allowed, and as we said, the Swamp Small is here in Hype Cave, do you do Swamp without the hammer?
I hope so. I am looking to see that the lamp is over in Eastern Palace. Eventually, we are going to go over that way, but without the key, there's really no point for our runners to go over there, since they can just do dark rooms.
Well, it's in Cannonball Chest. We'll see if they get it. I mean, we don't really need it for the Ganon fight. We have Silvers. Telethar has Temper. I assume Wolfie will get it as well. Half Magic is the first chest in Castle Tower. Interesting. Oh yeah, and today's PED makes things go triple boom.
Sad.
I'm guessing nothing on the tablet since Telthar didn't grab the book while he was in Hype Cave.
Looks like 50 rupees on the tablet of Ether. And Bombo says 20 rupees.
Yeah, so we don't need the book. I remember the old days of, I think it was B29, where due to an error in the logic, tablets couldn't have progression.
That would have made that super fun.
Oh, and, yeah, Wolfie grabbed, powder out of the front basement of Harrow while Telethar skipped it. Always nice to have safeties.
Telethar pulling off the brand new Specky clip. There are people who are still unfamiliar with that, even, 4 weeks into the league. So just a quick overview is you can place a bomb in that little railing there to help clip you into the top railing and then just hook shot to that statue and walk down instead of having to grab the key, hammer the pegs, wait for the water to flood.
And the upshot is you can get further into Swamp without the hammer, and it's kind of rare to see that in a spoiler seed, but again, given what we know about the hammer location, it does help the routing this way.
Yeah, Telethar going right for that eastern big key, gonna head on over. Eventually, we are gonna see Castle Tower, so it's possible still that they decide to just do the bomb through Aga.
I mean, I think he's going to get the big bomb and bomb dupe. I know these guys well enough. That's what they're thinking. And Wolfie's a big cross keys player, so I have to imagine he's comfortable bomb duping as well, because who knows where you have to drag the big bomb and cross keys.
That is a very fair statement.
But, well, you always have to drag it to the pyramid, but you never know where you're going to be picking it up. Or Telethar Telethar just realized that, oh yeah, I can't hammer my way to the hammer without the hammer. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. You have to mirror right as the timer hits 0. Did we do it correctly? Yes. Nice job.
Today I learned the big bomb can swim.
Also, Wolfie needs to make sure he has enough money for both Big Bomb and Pod. He's currently at 146. He'll need 210.
There's 20 rupees there on Bombo's tablet, but he doesn't have the book.
Telethar, by force of habit, I guess, was charging a hook dash there, except that you kind of need boots for that. You didn't want your pod small, Wolfie?
They grabbed it. It was the second thing. They grabbed the piece of heart and then they got the pod small.
That was the swamp small.
Oh, then I have no idea.
Yeah, chat pointing out that if Wolfie is really tied up for pod money, it's suboptimal because you have to walk past Kiki and then mirror, but you could do Eastern first, get the money in the treasure room from there, and then double back for Kiki. Yeah, Telethar feels a little bit ahead. It's hard to tell since he does have to do a boss rush in Myers still without boots. But Wolfie still needs to do the whole big bomb.
Possible Wolfie goes and grabs the pod small from left side here, which could lose a little bit of time.
You mean the TR small?
Oh, you are so right. I apologize. So many keys.
Yeah, and TR and pod are most of them. And this is Telethar getting the lamp. I guess it never hurts, you are going to do stuff like pod basement faster with the lamp than without the lamp, no matter who you are.
Yeah, between pod basement, you already have to go back to Meyer. You know you're going to have to do TR. They're going to have to do the Dark Maze there in Gannett's Castle, Castle Tower for the pair of big key. That one's never fun. Castle Tower in general without the lamp is never fun.
And these runners both made Specky Clip look automatic.
Oh yeah, look totally free.
To answer a question in chat about Wolfie losing time, he died in Thieves Town Hellway.
And to Wolfie's defense, both Telethar and Wolfie almost died again there as well.
Yeah, Telethar made it through on 1 heart, so it's not like 4 hearts green mail fighter sword is an easy Thieves Town Hellway. And hey, Silver Arrow Armos kill, that's fast. And we get some money for potions if we want it. Yeah, so just to be clear here, you need 3 out of 4 Thievestown Smalls. Not Thievestown, Turtle Rock Smalls. There was one on Pendant Blind. There's one in Left Side Swamp. Telethar and GGW decided to do the one on Blind and skip Left Side Swamp. Zeke and Wolfie decided to skip Blind and do the one on Left Side Swamp. So let's see if Wolfie can also get off the bomb dupe here. Wolfie didn't make it to the area behind Ice Palace, so he... Oh no, and he lost the bomb,
Oh,
and he doesn't have money for the new bomb. Yeah, that was unfortunate. He didn't navigate as well as he could have while swimming there.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of those moments where the pilot is definitely going to have to abort mission and make an audible, try and find as much money as possible. Thankfully, going right to Eastern is a good play, since that 300's on Armos nights and you got to kill it anyways.
Yeah, we haven't seen Sahai from Salt Miner's side yet, have we?
I don't believe so, and I'm assuming it's probably just there's money there.
It's a compass. Now we can find Helma King. There's the money.
GT small key there for Telethar off of Helmasaur.
Yeah, I don't think we need anything out of the basement. I mean, boots would be nice, though they're not behind a key. They just, you know, take more time to get than you'd save by having the boots.
I have a cape. I'm happy.
Huh. Both of our shields are in GT... Not both, but 2 of our 3 shields are in GT Basement.
Sadly, I don't think we'll see that.
The Bloomerang is in GT Basement. So is the Mushroom.
Just want to give this time to go and say follow both these runners and their pilots. They are putting on a great race for us today. A lot of great weeks ahead here in League, and really, even though it's week 4, we're just getting started.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't show the pilots on that runner's command, but Zeke Highwind and Ganon's Gone Wild.
Also, a quick shout out to our tracker who's tracking their first ever race today.
Yeah, welcome, Hush. We appreciate you doing this, even if, you know, having your first tracking outing be Key Sanity is a bit of a baptism by fire. Okay, Wolfie is swimming much better here. Oh, decides to mirror here rather than getting a bit farther to the right. But yeah, Wolfie is a really good runner, so the amount of trouble he's had with this can also make you appreciate, you know, how much it took Telethar to make it look not too bad. But unfortunately, this is a lot of time that Fluff Around and Find Out is now behind.
Yeah, and in a normal race, you could easily make that up, but when we're 38 minutes, almost 39 minutes in, and, you know, the Salt Miners are 2 crystals away from entering GT, just you start to question, how much time did I really just give up there?
Yeah, well, 2 crystals plus a cold stare fight, but this cold stare fight's gotta be pretty quick, I think. And also, we can just rush the boss and Mire, since we've already been in there and done everything else.
Yeah. And blink if you miss, and if you blinked, you just missed that fight, folks. Really well done by Telethar.
But yeah, I think the only thing the Salt Miners need is that GT Big Key at this point. Well, and they need to grab Ice Rod out of Mire Shed, but that'll be easy enough when they go back to Mire. And the GT Big Key is sitting in TR Big Chest. Oh, where's TR Big Key? We don't have that yet.
We don't. We're also missing Quake, but thankfully for Salt Miners, that is the key under the doorstep as it's on Floating Island.
Nice. And the literal key is on the way up, with the TR Big Key being in Paradox.
No one can stop them. They're all the way up.
So that's nice that we can route all our remaining items for Go Mode just, like, right along the way, basically.
I think Fluff around and find out would rather we throw everything back in the bag and reshuffle it.
Also, Paradox Cave does have our other mail upgrade, so it'll be interesting to see if the runners grab that.
I would not put it past our runners to grab it this late in the seed. You know, Telethar only on 6 hearts, Wolfie on 7. Even with Temper Sword and Silver Arrows, just that extra bit of safety would help.
But knowing GGW, is he gonna bother telling Telethar where that mail upgrade is?
Oh, probably not.
Yeah, exactly. Is that some way to keep spooky action alive? Shooting off the arrow, since you don't have the boots and can't therefore kick up dust while you're putting the block down. I don't know enough about spooky action.
There are a few ways to keep it. An Ice Rod shot would help as well, but unfortunately Telethar doesn't have it. I think the flare from the silver is what keeps it going.
Except that it seems like we didn't manage to keep it. Oh, no, we did. He just was shooting in the wrong place. Okay. So yes, multiple people in chat confirming that shooting that silver arrow does help keep spooky going when you put down the Samaria block. That just seems like one of the more arcane glitches to me. All the different ways you can arm it or disarm it.
I can't believe it took us so long to discover it. One more there for Telethar. And at this point, I think it's fairly comfortable to go and say that this is Telethar's race to lose.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that it's, this much of a blowout, but that just illustrates in spoiler races how a couple of mistakes can, really set you back.
Yeah, between the unfortunate death and the bomb duping, it's really unfortunate.
But hey, kudos to Wolfie and Zeke for sticking this out. I definitely know runners who would rage quit a spoiler race after things like that go wrong for them because they just say, there's no way I'm coming back from this, why am I even playing? And the fact of the matter is, your opponent's also doing this on low health. You never know when they might take a bad death.
Absolutely. And one thing, just a reminder for everyone, not just, the ones that are playing the game, is it is just a game. I mean, at the end of the day, you're racing against someone you probably call your friend, and there's no reason to get that overworked for it. There's still a lot of time left in League this year. One bad game's not going to end it all.
And there is our TR Big Key, as we discussed. I think Wolfie skipped the lamp, yes.
Yes.
And
Wow.
Telethar did get the blue mail. Okay, then. Yeah, so this is gonna be Wolfie's 5th crystal, but, then he's basically a Go Mode Ice Palace behind, which is still a few minutes.
Yeah, even, icebreakering after flipping the crystal switch is still a good maybe 2 or 3 minute time
I
loss.
wonder where the Ice Big Key was. Oh, Pod Dark Maze. Yeah, we weren't going to bother with that. Faster to just flip the switch. Also, we should mention, though no one's actually popped in here, but the pilots and the runners are allowed to watch any stream they want. Especially at this point in the race where the runners are pretty close to go mode, you might see pilots popping into chat here in the restream. And they usually, follow the opponent's runner's stream so that they can tell their own runner how far ahead or behind they are.
I did not know that. Thank you for explaining that.
Can factor in routing and safety. So, for example, GGW may have decided to tell Telethar about that blue mail because he knows that they're so far ahead.
And as Telethar enters to Turtle Rock, we should just see a straight go for the pokey, grab the key, right to the back, correct?
Well, not right to the back, because you have to go around Mimic Cave Bridge to get to the big chest.
Yeah.
So it's not a total go mode, because in a true go mode, you'd bypass Mimic Cave and the big chest. Meanwhile, Chad is apparently watching hockey here on the second week of October. So, chat's still discussing the whole blind versus left side swamp. It'll be interesting to get the runners and pilots' thoughts on the pros and cons of each there.
Yeah, definitely having them talk about the rationale between, taking an extra couple seconds to go bomb the roof of Thieves Town versus going all the way to the left side swamp will be a very fascinating conversation.
Well, bomb the roof and then, actually rescue Blindette rather than just noping out of her cell.
Blindette.
I don't know. What do you want to call her?
Definitely a page out of Bowsette.
To answer chat, yes, I've seen a runner go through an entire spoiler race on 3 hearts. It's pretty rare, though. Like, stuff has to be in really bad locations. So here, Wolfie joins Telethar on the mountain. And what are we getting? Oh, there was a heart there. So again, you have a lead like that, might as well grab a safety.
Yeah, you have the lead. Your pilot can see that you're already down, 2 hearts on your opponent. Might as well give you, blue mail and an additional heart.
Yeah, and blue mail plus 7 hearts means a Ganon Hug isn't Oko, so that's nice. Or alternatively, you can take 2 hits from Fire Bats rather than 1.
Excellent double head takedown there.
So, down goes Trinex. That is crystal number 7. That is the bug net. Lovely. So, that actually works out pretty nicely. We can... Well, Telethar never did get the powder, so he can't powder an anti-fairy. And we won't have the boots to go to restock room, so I'm not sure if he can grab a fairy.
Well, just real quick, I think it's time for us to play our little game, don't you think?
Of what? How many checks for the GT Big Key that we already have? How many checks for the boots that we're not going to get?
Just wanted to try and get chat riled up.
Yes, for those of you who are late arrivals, the boots are in tile room.
Alright, so going into GT, just about 52 minutes. Wolfie going into TR, just about the same.
Yeah, this is a slow seed no matter how you... Oh, no. Are you serious, Telethar? He's like, well, I have this lead anyway, might as well get boots.
This kind of feels BM. He has the time.
I guess it makes sense, if you know you have this much of a lead, everyone likes having boots over not having boots. And that also does add the possibility of using that bug net to get a fairy in the emergency room on the climb.
Yeah, that's probably a really good play for them to grab anyways, because you're right, 7 hearts, you have 1 bottle for the entire seed. Fill it up with a fairy before heading to restock. That way, even if you do take a Ganon Hug or even just 1 Fire Bat, you can still pop that fairy as a revive.
I am still a little surprised that they didn't grab powder.
Yeah, it's probably one of those that it's just easier to not grab that if you know boots are somewhere along your route. Even though it's out of the way here in GT, it's still there.
Well, I mean, there are other places earlier in the game where you also might want to be able to powder anti-fairies, especially on low health.
Meyer immediately comes to mind.
Yeah. Yeah, Cape plus Boot sure makes that room nice, and I guess we're not grabbing a fairy.
Well, I guess last case scenario for that would probably be the tree right there in front of Pyramid.
That's true, you can do that. Though, I mean... With the damage Telethar's taking here in the Gauntlet, I feel like you would have wanted to get the fairy before entering the Gauntlet.
Rationale with a lead like this is See what happens.
And there's Wolfie's official go mode. Why not just get everything in the little post-Landmo restock room? And certainly having boots makes this first torches room easier. Not to mention the bridge room right before the torches room.
Yeah, not having the lamp might hurt Wolfie a little bit, just not having a half magic to help supplement that when Wolfie eventually gets there.
Yeah, I looked at now I forget where half magic was.
First check in Castle Tower.
Oh, yeah. Probably just a little bit, even though we had to do Pyramid Fairy, it would have been just a little bit out of the way to mirror to Castle Tower from there.
Yeah, especially after the bomb dupe and the death really kind of hurt Wolfie.
And as Telethar is approaching Agate 2, Wolfie gets his Bugnet and 7th Crystal. You know, it's a whole different frame of reference and spoiler. In a regular race, you know, if one runner finishes and the other runners on the GT climb, you say, hey, that's a pretty close race, and in spoiler, that's like an eternity away.
Yeah, even 10 seconds still feels like, you know, an entire dungeon at that point.
Gonna get a triple-double here? Oh, actually, I guess that first one counted as a triple. I thought it only counted as a double.
Wolfie gonna be walking in just about 5.5 minutes behind Telethar into GT.
And he's gonna skip the boots. But he does also have powder, which is nice. And here we are, finishing phase 3 already. We got silver, we got tempered. Helps if you actually hit the torches, Telethar. Doesn't quite get the triple, but there we go. 4 silver hours in Ganning. Get your GGs in. Salt Miners will move to 3 and 4. Fluff Around will move to 4 and 3. And Telethar finishes with an official race time of 58:54.
GG's.
So let's see if Telethar and GGW want to chat with us. We are joined by Telethar, GG.
GG.
Is GGW joining us or not?
No, he had something. He had to go somewhere, I think.
Okay. So, I guess the big thing we were curious about is, and trying to figure out, honestly, which is better, the trade-off between doing blind and doing left side swamp.
Yeah. Blind is probably slower. I wasn't too sure on the magic situation at the moment, and it was probably slower and still pretty early so I had to go to blind cell anyway, so it's what am I saving? I'm saving the attic, I guess, and killing the boss, but then I have potential magic problems opening up Mire and
Oh, I see. So you basically did it for the magic refill.
The magic refill was the extra, it just is gonna make our route, we're not gonna have to really worry about it. It gives GGW a bunch of time to plan ahead. And it's probably not that much slower than going to left side swamp.
Makes sense.
It's probably worse. I probably wouldn't do it if I was planning a route in a spoiler log, 15-minute planning or whatever. But
of course, it also depends, In this case, you were going to have to go to the back of swamp anyway, so that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were in swamp anyway, but it was in the back, so.
Yeah. Well, as opposed to if you had to enter swamp but only do the first chest.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I guess
my question for routing was just, what was your thoughts regarding the purple chest there after already doing to get the mirror?
I mean, you need to do that, right? Sort of. What's the
Fluff
game
around did the purple chest before they went to Mire.
I see.
And they got the big key there before.
That sounds worse because you still need to walk back to do swamp and pyramid ferry.
Yeah.
And so GW never told me where the book was, but unless you can get the book,
the book was in Hype Cave, in fact.
Hey, yeah, I mean that doesn't change anything then. Because you still need to go. You would still need to make 2 trips through the entire Dark World, and it saves you re-entering Mire.
Oh right, no hammer. I keep forgetting that little detail.
But you need to make 2 trips from Vu all the way over down into South Dark World if you do purple chest first.
Yeah, no, I get it. I had forgotten the calculus of not having the hammer and therefore not having access to half the Dark World portals.
Honestly, I did too at the same time. That hammer was just in a really bad place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very nice bomb dupe on your part.
Yeah, I heard it went wrong on Wolfie's side, which is unfortunate, but it's generally speaking not too difficult. You just pause buffer it.
It was their mirror got caught on the ledge of Floating Island, or Lake Hylia Island, and it couldn't just re-enter it.
Oh. Interesting, because they got, he said that they got hit by the bomber. I wasn't sure exactly what happened, but I guess they got knocked out of their mirror. He duped it successfully, but then wasn't able to re-enter, or?
I mean, I think he could re-enter. He just, his positioning was off because of the bombers, and then he wound up swimming into some rocks and stuff, and... So I haven't really seen people try to bomb dupe on Lake Hylia Island before, because usually they're well past it.
Oh, he was trying to do it on the island itself. I got
Yeah.
You. Yeah, I think it's much more reliable if you just do it with the bonk that I did.
Right.
And it's faster too, right?
That's what I normally see, and in their case, as we said, between the bomber and then swimming into some rocks because the bomber knocked him off course, he just couldn't get over there in time, so he decided to try doing it on the island.
Gotcha.
We did question whether or not you were going to pick up boots there at the end, before when you headed into GT.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worse, but I like boots, and I had the space to spare to, be comfortable.
But do you like big boots?
I don't like this line of questioning.
I mean, it's the former name of your team, technically. A few years back.
That'd be before my time.
Yes. Anyway, also get your GGs in chat for Wolfie and Zeke sticking it out. 104.17 at the end of the day, so we'll try to get them in here as well. And they are both in the waiting room, and we are joined by Wolfie and Zeke. GG, guys.
Hey, GG.
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 Sorry about the couple of unfortunate times there.
Bomb dupe is the one thing I had not practiced for.
I mean, it doesn't come up very often.
It really doesn't.
Unfortunately, this is the third bomb dupe spoiler seed I've had in 3 years.
I was actually thinking as cross keys players, you guys would be more familiar with bomb dupe.
It really doesn't come up in cross keys that often either.
No, almost never in cross keys.
Yeah. I literally had to pull up the wiki to look up to remind Wolfie how to do it because we didn't remember.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
I'll be honest. I haven't done it in a very long time, and I didn't realize that's what was happening until I walked up to the pegs, and I was like, "Wait a second." But
Yeah, that was kind of funny when you walked up to the pegs.
Oh.
quick swap left, quick swap right. There appears to be no hammer in my inventory. It's just-
Yeah, we unfortunately failed it, which that's a slow reset.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
And we had to go get the money from Saha to do it. I was gonna pick up that money on the way to Pod so we could open Pod.
Had you done Swamp already?
Yeah.
Because the Eastern boss of Eastern had 300, so could have been okay.
I didn't think that in time.
Yeah, no.
You know,
It's
that's
quite
called
the
backup
curveball.
plans,
So.
and my backup plans aren't the best.
Sure, yeah, no, I mean, it's quite the curveball to just, like, realize on the fly and deal with.
And it's not like we had a lot of money options to pick up money along the way, either. But yeah, GG's to you and GGW.
Thanks, G2.
I would like to request that Drossi not roll tomorrow's seed after putting it in the file room.
How did you like the boots location?
I looked at it and basically told Wolfie we weren't getting them.
That's what GGW told me, and I told him I don't know about that.
I'm
Did you
surprised
really
he even
do
told
tile-
you.
Wait, Telethar, did you really do tile room for the boots?
Are you really asking me this question right now?
For the record, I don't look at my opponent's streams when they're doing spoiler on the grounds of I operate on a single screen. I don't have the real estate for that.
Yeah, we had with the bomb dupe, and I don't know if I think that getting the Meyer big key early is a pretty big time loss. So like between those things, I guess we were far enough ahead.
Oh, did you do Meyer big key after Mir?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we just walked Purple Chest down, did Swamp into Pyramid Fairy.
Okay, and then you were able to not have to do you had more resources for the Meyer. Okay.
Though they did do blind while you guys did left side swamp.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't tell which was going to be faster. And I was like, we have to go far into swamp anyways, and this keeps from having to deal with the crickets that after taking a death anyways.
Yeah, and it was left side swamp, so it was the quicker one where you don't have to hit the switch at all.
Right. Yeah, I think that Swamp was probably faster, but I chose to do that one because it would give us all the magic we needed, and I just wasn't really sure on the magic situation.
It also helped that you didn't have to deal with the door.
Oh yeah, we did a weird route in Swamp that I've never done of going to flooded room first, then back out to left side.
Yeah, that I did notice that, and think it a little unusual. I guess it's probably faster,
That's
If
certainly
I
better.
as long as you don't staircase glitch.
the staircase, I think even with the staircase glitch, it was faster than going left side and then going all the way back.
Yeah.
It just feels worse when the staircase glitch is a thing.
And without boots, you can't even deal with it.
But yeah, pass my GGs onto GGW, Telethar.
Will do. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say see you tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, so who's piloting tomorrow?
I will be on
I
our
am
side.
still.
If GW and I are swapping on our side.
Oh, okay, so Hitsu wants nothing to do with the mode. I see how it is.
Well, Hitsu doesn't know the names of the chests.
Oh, that would definitely make it difficult then. Well, good luck to you two then into Dreaky and GGW tomorrow.
Thank you.
And yeah, that'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern, channel TBD, so keep your eye out for the schedule.
Looking forward to the race.
Other than that, we have one more race for you tonight, coming up right here in 45 minutes. It's actually an open league race. Let's see if I can get that information up. Yeah, it is Cowardly Dodgers versus Norstein Beckler's... what's that full team name? It's cut off. Norstein Beckler's Gamers. There we go. And that'll be Homewrecker, I assume piloted by Josh Bittner?
Late bet.
Oh, Late-Bit's doing the piloting there.
I just checked the notes on the SpeedGaming schedule.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh, yeah,
it's
the notes are there, right, and Akuhai's piloting cryomonoxide. I can read, really, I can. Thanks, Zeke.
That's better than me.
If shields weren't already being ignored this week.
If what?
If shields weren't already being ignored this week, that one will have 0 shields.
Yeah.
Yes, I did like the 2 shields in GT Basement, by the way, in this one.
I didn't even look in the GT basement. I knew we weren't going there. I hope for that seed that there are 3 shields on bosses that they need to kill.
Oh, please.
I did like the bug net in this one. Actually, that was one thing I wanted to ask you, Telethar. You did go to the trouble of getting the boots out of Tile Room, and then having not grabbed powder, you didn't grab a fairy in the emergency restock room either.
That's true statements.
Just didn't feel like you needed a fairy?
I had boots.
He had boots. He was happy.
That's the best safety in the game. I mean, that climb is way more dangerous if you don't have boots.
Yeah, that's for sure. And especially boots plus cape made some of those rooms pretty nice for you.
Yeah.
So, anything else from any of you?
Nope.
Good luck tomorrow.
Same on your side.
Yeah, good luck to you guys tomorrow. And GG's again to our runners and pilots here. And thanks to Hush for your first time tracking. Hope it wasn't too crazy. You know, Insanity spoiler where everything's coming up super fast. So we really appreciate our trackers, and it's always nice to get new people involved.
Yeah, they're the ones that keep us honest, so that we can keep the chat honest.
The chat keeps the trackers honest.
That's a fair statement too.
So who's the actual honest one here?
It's about checks and balances, man.
But yeah, thanks Furious Prince as well. And thank you all for watching, and come back here in 40 minutes for what should be another fun race.